Hey guys, it's Miss Espinosa. I know I'm not at school today, but I just wanted to go ahead and make this little video for you, and hopefully it will help you out in performing the calculations that go with today's universal gravitation. So basically what I have here is a totally made up problem. Here is the formula for the force due to the universal gravitation constant. Notice that I like to write my capital G in the numerator. If you look at the PowerPoint, technically it's a G and then this fraction, but when you're multiplying numbers, the order in which you multiply them really does not matter. And so to me, it just makes the math just look a little bit neater and a little less confusing, hopefully. So what I'm going to do right now is show you what I would recommend is the method for entering a problem like this in your calculator. We're going to want to put all of these numbers in the numerator one time, divided by the denominator, and then we're going to hit enter so that it will give us our answer one time. Those of you who like to type them in, write it down, type it in, write it down, and then do the division, these decimals are going to get really crazy, and you really don't want to be chopping off decimals because it can make a difference in your final answer. So here's how I would suggest you do this. We need the calculator to put all of these numbers together. So we're going to open a parenthesis, and then we're going to type in our first number, 6.67. Now, instead of saying times 10 caret negative 11, like I'm sure so many of you would be doing, we're not going to do that. And the reason why is because if I do it this way and then I continue to type, my calculator is going to be confused and it's going to think I gave it 6 numbers instead of just 3. So instead of doing all of that, we're going to say times 10 by using second and then this double E button right here. This stands for times 10. So on your screen right now, I would read this 6.67 times 10. So that all I have to do is put in my exponent, and my calculator automatically knows all of this stuff is one value. So now I'm going to say times 2.5 second E to the third times 5.7 second E to the negative 5. And then I close my parenthesis. So now my calculator understands that all of that information belongs in my numerator. Now I'm going to say divide, open my denominator, and then it's just 1,000. And then please use this x squared button. And now I'm ready to close my parenthesis. So I've typed it in one time, I hit enter, there's my answer, I'm done. So if I have to round this to two significant figures, this would be written 9.5 times 10 to the negative 18. This is times 10 to the 18. You cannot leave this off, okay? Because this means that this is really 0.00007, 17 zeros, and then we get to the 9. You must put the times 10 to the negative 18 or it is a wrong value. All right, I wanted to do another example for you real quick. This is basically just how you work your algebra. Because it does not matter what order you are going to put your information in the calculator. If this was our problem right here where I am solving for this mass, what I would choose to do is multiply these two things, the 10 and the 6.67 in my numerator, divide it by that, don't forget to square it, and so it would simplify from this complicated fraction to some number times m. Now all I would have to do is divide by this, make sure that this is in the numerator. Again, please make sure that you are using your answer button. Let me show you how to do that for those of you who still don't know. Second and negative, because it says A and S, is going to cause the calculator to pull whatever your previous answer is. So when you do this calculation, simplify this side by multiplying these two, divide by that, and then whenever you do the next step, you're going to say this number, type it in, divided by, and then tell your calculator to use the answer button. And that's how you would solve for m. Okay? The last example that I want to show you is what if we're being asked to solve for d. This is the most complex algebra you will be asked to do. So we would plug in all of our known values. Once again, let's simplify. type these three numbers in. I apologize for the lighting. Type these three numbers in, and it reduces or simplifies to this. So now it is one value in my numerator divided by d squared. Remember, anytime what you're looking for is in the denominator, you want to multiply both sides by d squared, multiply by d squared. Then, oh, I'm sorry. Then we would have divided by 531 so that it ends up like this right here. So then you would have to take your previous answer, because you haven't done any actual math yet, your previous answer divided by the 531. Once you get that number, that's going to be d squared equals some number. Then you're going to have to take the square root. So one more time, how are we going to do this in our calculator so we do not lose all of the decimals? We're going to say second square root, and then we're going to say second answer, and it will pull your previous answer under that square root so you don't lose any decimals. All right, guys, I hope that you work diligently today and do everything you can to complete today's agenda. And we just have a lot to do on Monday, okay? Hope you guys can have a great weekend. Bye.